Venus. It's the closest place to hell in our solar system. This planet is less of a sister planet to Earth and more of a hellish evil succubus where everything that could go wrong with a planet's evolution did. Venus isn't just inhospitable, it's hostile and lethal in so many ways. What would happen to you if you managed to land on Venus? Let's explore all the gruesome ways this planet would kill you. The moment the door to your spacecraft opens, you'd be hit with a crushing atmosphere 92 times more than the pressure on Earth. That's equivalent to being over 3,000 feet underwater. You would need a reinforced pressure suit, something even stronger than what's used in deep-sea explorations to the bottom of the ocean. Your body would be crushed instantly. Your lungs would collapse, your internal organs would rupture, and your blood vessels would implode under the immense pressure. It's not a slow squeeze. It would feel like the air itself is trying to turn you inside out. The good news is that your end would come almost instantly, and you wouldn't even know what hit you. But let's assume you had a spacesuit that could allow you to survive Venus's immense pressure. Your next immediate problem would be the temperature. Venus is the hottest planet in our solar system, even hotter than Mercury, despite being 28 million miles farther from the Sun. This is because of the runaway greenhouse effect, a perfect storm of carbon dioxide and sulfuric acid clouds trapping heat with brutal efficiency. Surface temperatures hover around 900 degrees Fahrenheit or 482 Celsius. That's hot enough to melt lead. The spacesuit that is protecting you from the crushing pressure would fail in seconds as seals melted, electronics shorted out, and your body roasted from the outside in. But let's assume that we are not in a godless universe, and that somehow your spacesuit could withstand the extreme temperatures and pressure of Venus. There are more things that this planet will do to you to ensure your destruction. The atmosphere of Venus is composed almost entirely of carbon dioxide, with thick clouds of sulfuric acid floating high above. Breathing the air on this planet is out of the question. You'd suffocate instantly without a self-contained oxygen supply. But let's assume that by some miracle, you're still alive inside your spacesuit. The acidic atmosphere would begin eating away at your outer layers. Sulfuric acid is highly corrosive. Over time, even the most advanced materials we know of would degrade when exposed to it. The second you walked off your spacecraft, your spacesuit would begin to erode and weaken. The sulfuric acid would destroy your spacesuit that's protecting you from the lethal pressure and heat. Your death would be quick and assured. But let's say that our spacesuit has been built to withstand not only the pressure and temperature, but the sulfuric acid of Venus as well. Lightning would be your next concern. Venus is known for its intense lightning storms in its upper atmosphere. These aren't just casual flashes in the distance. They're violent, frequent, and unpredictable. They generate enormous electromagnetic pulses that could easily kill a human being. Even if you're lucky and you're not struck directly, pulses of electricity would fry electronics inside your suit and lander, cutting off life support in an instant. Your visor would go dark, your air supply destroyed, and your support systems would go into total failure. On Venus, losing even a single system is the beginning of the end. But again, let's assume that by some miracle, you managed to survive the crushing pressure, deadly heat, acidic air, and intense electrical storms. Now it's the planet's lethal radiation that you have to worry about. Venus doesn't have a protective magnetic field like Earth. That means it gets bombarded with solar radiation and cosmic rays from our sun. While the thick atmosphere does provide some shielding, it's not enough to protect you for long. Prolonged exposure would ensure radiation poisoning, killing you in a similar way to how the Chernobyl firefighters were horrifically killed by it. The radiation would even destroy your suit's electrical systems, leaving you vulnerable to the immense heat, acid, and crushing pressure. But even the ground you stand on could be the author of your doom. The surface of Venus is made up of vast volcanic plains, and while there's debate about whether these volcanoes are active, evidence suggests many still are. If that's the case, you may find yourself standing on a crust that's barely cooled above a magma chamber. Earthquakes and eruptions could occur without warning, and you would very likely be swallowed by molten rock and vast lakes of lava. You could even add the psychological toll of this planet if any longer-term stay was contemplated. The sky on Venus is a heavy, sickly yellow, filtered through layers of toxic clouds. There's no sun to be seen, no stars, no horizon, just an endless blanket of haze. The light is diffuse, eerie, like a perpetual sunset mixed with smog. The ground is cracked and dry, scattered with sharp rocks and volcanic debris. Temperatures don't shift, so winds do not blow on the surface with any significant force. It's silent, still, and oppressive, a sensory deprivation nightmare. Human brains are not designed for this kind of isolation. Even if you somehow lasted longer than a few minutes, your mental state would fray in the face of such an alien and lethal environment. Knowing that death was only a mere second away, the environment of Venus would be toxic and lethal to your psychological health. Any ideas for long-term habitat at ground level on Venus is completely out of the question. The Soviet Venera landers, some of the most rugged machines ever built, lasted only minutes before they were destroyed by the deadly environment. No human-made object has survived on the surface of Venus for more than a couple of hours. The surface is a hellscape that nothing can withstand. The only place that holds any potential is 30 or 40 miles above the hellish surface. The atmosphere of Venus is surprisingly Earth-like in terms of pressure and temperature. Some scientists have even proposed floating colonies in the Venusian atmosphere. But if you fall, it would be like plummeting from paradise into the depths of hell. Your death would come gradually as you descend down into the deadly environment of Venus. You would be dead before you hit the ground. There's no rescue team, no emergency pod, no second chance. Venus will kill you in a matter of seconds, and there is nothing that could save you. The terrifying part is just how quickly and in how many different ways Venus can so efficiently kill you. You'd be crushed, baked, corroded, suffocated, irradiated, and possibly electrocuted all within the first few minutes, on a planet that from a distance looks like a beautiful yellow gem in the sky. That deceptive glow hides a world where a runaway climate and collapsed atmosphere kills and crushes anything that lands on its surface. It's a place that refuses to tolerate your existence. It's a furnace wrapped in a crushing fist, cloaked in poison and lit by vast electrical storms. The very fabric of the planet is designed to erase your existence. It's lethal by nature and terrifying by design. We hope you enjoyed our descent onto the surface of Venus and looking into all the ways this planet would kill you, and I invite you back for our next episode